All right, looking at problem number one. Are y'all listening? Because this is recording. Problem number one says let f of x equals x cubed plus 9x, and it's on the closed interval from 1 to 3. It says what is the average rate of change over that period of time? Well, first off, let's figure out what f of 1 is and what f of 3 is. And to do that, f of 1 is going to be x cubed plus 9x. And f of 3 is going to be, well, also x cubed plus 9x. All right, that was exciting, wasn't it? All right, so what is f of 1 when we do that arithmetic? Real quick. 10, yeah. And f of 3 is going to be what? Yeah, 54, 27, and 27. So, average rate of change would look like what? The slope? All right, so let's go with that. So we're going to have 54 minus 10 over 3 minus 1. And what does that give us? 22 is the correct answer. Good. All right, so that is going to be our slope from there. Now, the next thing says, on what intervals is f prime of x greater than 0? So how can we figure out where this function is greater than 0? Or the function's derivative is greater than 0? Well, first off, what does that mean? If f prime of x is greater than 0, what does that mean about f of x? Not quite, not quite. Listen, if f prime of x, which is also known as the derivative, is greater than 0, what does that tell us about the function? What'd you say? No, you're probably right.
I say, so slope differentially.
So slope's positive, yeah. And if the slope's positive, then it starts with an I. It's increasing, yeah. So we're looking for where is this graph increasing over that interval. So let's find the derivative. And what do we do with the derivative?
Set it equal to 0.
Yeah, set it equal to 0. Again, when we set the derivative equal to 0, what are we finding?
The points.
Yeah, the derivative is the slope. When we find it set it equal to 0, what specifically are we finding? Huh? Critical numbers. Yeah, very good. All right. So we get negative 9 equals to 3x squared. So x squared is equal to negative 3. And the square root of negative 3 does not exist, does it? So we don't have any critical numbers at all, let alone between 1 and 3. So we're not going to have any critical numbers there. So the next thing we do is, hold up. Oh yeah, okay. I was looking at the wrong function there. All right. So what we need to do here at this point is just figure out what is the derivative. It's either going to be increasing everywhere or it's going to be decreasing everywhere. So how can we find this out? Well, we need to know. Yeah, there is nothing to put on the number line. Here's 1, here's 3, but there are no critical numbers in here.
Couldn't you use 0 since it's in here?
We could use 0. Let's use a number in that interval, though. 2. But you're right, we could use 0 since we know there are no critical numbers anywhere. So when we plug in 2, we get 3 times 4, which is 12, plus 9 is, which is positive. So what's happening here? We're increasing. So to answer question number or part B of this question, on what intervals is f prime of x greater than 0? The answer would be 1 to 3. Yeah, we're going to be from 1 to 3. We're going to be greater than 0. The entire interval. Does that make sense? Relation? Okay. All right, so finally, it says find a value. I'm sorry, I thought that was A as in the letter. Well, I guess it is, but it's as in the word also. Find the value C on the interval, or in the interval from 1 to 3, such that the average rate of change of f equals to f prime of C. Now, what does this mean?
What is the derivative of x equals here's the God.
No, it's not going to be the second derivative.
So
We just know the value if we wanted to.
Look over, flip back in your books to page 174. Read what it says there about the mean value theorem. So that's what it's talking about here. We're going to use the mean value theorem because remember the mean value theorem says that there is a point on this interval from 1 to 3 where the slope at that point will equal to the slope of the connecting 2 points because this function is differentiable and continuous everywhere on that interval. So let's look at that real quick. All right? So we know the slope is 22, right? The slope is 22 that we're looking for, so we need to find where this derivative is equal to 22. This is the, now it's the derivative. This is the derivative. Like I said, this is the derivative. Thank you. All right, so you got 0 equals to 3x squared plus 9. All right, so, no, 22. All right, so we're going to subtract 9 from both sides, so we get 3x squared equals to 13. So 13 over 3 equals to x squared. So x is going to equal to the square root of 13 over 3. Now it actually equal to plus or minus that, but we're not concerned about the negative value here because the negative value wouldn't be in that interval. All right, and the square root of 13 over 3 would be approximately what? .0817. So that would be the x value in that interval that has that slope of 22.